spotlight's pouring down. I can see the shadows trace the ground. We started this band in 2010 and jumped right into touring right off the bat. Then we toured full time all the way through, basically right up to the pandemic, playing anywhere between, the first several years, 125 to 180 shows a year, and then when the pandemic hit, that went to 0. So that was a huge change for us. We didn't know how the pandemic was going to affect all of us in general. I think we were all just kind of sitting on pins and needles waiting to see how long it was going to last. And as we all know, it's still present in society today. It's still affecting our industry. It just forced us all to get creative and reevaluate as to what we were doing. For us specifically, we had built this business and this band as our full-time job. I think our first live streaming show was myself and Jenny Charles and her dad Pete. We did a St. Patty's Day show right here at our house. And that was kind of our first foray into the live streaming aspect and what that could do. And from then on, we started doing a show a week, and Jenny and I called it, play on words for Tahoma here. We called it the Stay Homa Show. And it was fun. It gave us a way to reach out and connect with our family and our friends and our fans, and play some of our songs and work on some fun set lists. And for the most part, we played in our kitchen right over there. I mean, that really got us through the beginning of the pandemic, and we were able to make some great tips and just stay in touch with people through the chat on the side of the screen, and people were able to request songs, and it gave us a little bit of light during that dark period for sure. I look back on those shows very fondly, and it definitely helped boost our morale, I'd say, as a household, to be able to do that. We had just recorded a new 5-song EP for the band. We recorded most of it in January of 2020. We went through the mixing process mostly in January, early February, and got everything set for a spring release, which is right about the time that everything started shutting down. And then sure enough, one by one, we started canceling the March shows and then the April shows. For me, I was pretty disheartened in the fact that we couldn't get out and play live and share that music that we'd created. And I just, for whatever reason, apart from the outlet that we had with the Stay Homa shows, I wasn't able to concentrate and put effort into writing new material. I just, to myself, and I think it was wrong of me to view it as this, but it was just kind of like, well, what's the point, I felt like it was in kind of a dark place and discouraged, and I didn't want to portray that through the music. So yeah, the creative songwriting thing, which I've prided myself on for a long time, just really took a back seat and kind of just actually fell out the back of the bus, really, for me. I guess it all kind of fed into this grieving process for me too. Looking back, which I'm still going through, having lost my mom in October of 2019, it really took the wind out of my sails, as it did for the rest of my family and for Jenny too. And not only was I trying to get through that and the loss of my grandmother in January of 2020, and my uncle in March of 2020. It was three big pillars of our family gone within 5 months, and then it was okay, here's this global pandemic that hasn't happened in 100 years. What are you gonna do? You're gonna do the best you can, right? I don't know if I can pinpoint a moment where it was okay, yeah, the creativity's coming back, the music's coming back, but I think for me, it's really been this spring, and coming back and starting in March, coming out and playing some shows with the band. It's felt like the weight has lifted a bit. So yeah, as far as not pursuing music or not playing music professionally, that definitely crossed our mind. I'm sure I'll always write songs, at whatever intervals or however those come and go. That'll always be a part of who I am personally. But certainly the thought of playing professionally, going by the wayside, crossed our mind a lot. Now it feels like the door's opening a little bit more, and we're pretty busy, which is great, playing music again. every year that we get to play the Truckee Amphitheater. It's such a beautiful environment and a great stage, and we're going to see a lot of friends and a lot of fans. Leading up to that show, there's a lot of anticipation, and as soon as we drive over there, a lot of times people have their blankets set up, and I'm getting goosebumps talking about it, but you just know that there's going to be just an incredible energy exchange as soon as we got on stage. From my standpoint, it was the best it could have been. I just really appreciate all the local support, and then the smiling faces and the dancing feet, and it's an incredible feeling to be able to participate in something like that at a hometown show. Daddy, will you lift me up? The sunlight's pouring down. I can see the shadows trace the ground. It's been a long, long, lonely night, tossing, turning round. I don't know to laugh or cry right now. Lift me up and hold me for a while. Love me like a father's only child. Mama, will you lift me up? The moonlight's flooding in. I can see the shadows once again. I've learned so much today, climbing, crawling round. I would like to lay my head back down. Lift me up and hold me for a while. Love me like a mother's only child. Lift me up and hold me for a while. Love me like a mother's only child. Love me like a father's only child. Love me just like I'm your only child.
Yay. Awesome. Thanks, Cart.